Welcome to the Viking Horn, official podcast of the Nottingham Vikings Ball Hockey Club. You can find out more about our club on our website and on all social media. For YouTube channel viewers, you'll see the links on screen. Anyway, let's sound the Viking Horn. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Viking Horn. I'm pretty sure it's like the 14th episode now. Am I right, Mike?
Absolutely, yeah. Definitively.
Brilliant, yeah. So 14, that's great stuff. Okay, tonight we've got Mike Lee as usual with us, but we ain't got Dan and Benny, so use your imagination on why they're not here, fitness training, whatever. We have got Joel Lindley, fresh off his open top bus parade from winning his debut man of the match netminding performance. Kev Wilding and Joe. We were going to have Tyrone Anderson with us tonight, but unfortunately he's too busy banking. So we're going to we'll miss him, but he might pop on a little bit later. Let's wait and see. I'm not putting money on it though.
I thought you were going to say Joel was on for his bus top parade with winning the Elite League.
No. Well, no. Unfortunately not, but I think he did do a bit of celebrating from that man of the match a little while back, didn't you? I mean, I think he just finished, hadn't you?
I've been reveling in that for the last year and a half.
Yeah, well, why not? There's not been a game since.
Such a long time ago.
Thanks a lot, guys.
I feel like a veteran. I've only played one game.
Thanks a lot, guys, for joining us anyway. We're looking forward to a good one tonight. So, first of all, I just want to start off. We did our NHL draw last week, and we all we've been going. But most teams have played 8 to 10 games yet. Are we happy with the teams who've drawn out? No. Joel, who did you get, Joel?
I had the Flyers. To be honest with you, I haven't really been following them. I'm an Avs fan, so I've been
6-2-1. 6-2-1 so far this season. They are. Watched them play last night.
Not bad.
Is that who do you support?
Avalanche.
Yeah. They're top, aren't they? They're 9.
They're doing very well.
They're 6-3-0 at the moment.
Yeah, I know they're doing well.
And you've got a good chance at the money.
Half a chance, I don't think.
You have, to be honest. Yeah. Joe, who do you get?
I'm not in the draw, but I do support Chicago normally. I wasn't in it, but I must admit, I personally don't follow a lot of American teams or anything, and I appreciate that a lot of people put a lot of effort into following. People who stay up to watch UFC at 4 a.m. and all this sort of stuff, and all the NHL games. I wish I could do it, but I just can't. So I appreciate the effort everyone puts in to do it.
Chicago are 2-4 and 3 on 7 points, 7th in the Central Division. So probably best you don't pay that much attention. To be honest,
save yourself a fiver.
To be fair to them, though, they've had the time. The only team you're above is Mike's lowly Detroit Red Wings. So at least, yeah. Kev, what about you, mate? Who'd you get in the draw first of all? You got the Wild, didn't you? Yeah. They're fourth in the West, 5-4-0.
No, not fair enough.
So again, mid table. And what team? I've always been curious what teams you support. I always forget.
Me, Vancouver.
Oh yeah, you're with Tyrone, aren't you? Yeah, Tyrone's a Vancouver fan. Yeah.
Oh,
third.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a big fan. Big fan of the Canucks.
I'm gonna have to change teams now,
third in the North at the minute.
Don't pick it right.
And Sabres are losing 2-0 to Devils at the moment. So
is that who? And Mike, you're Detroit. Who did you get in the draw again? I forget what everyone got.
Yeah, I got Detroit in the draw.
Oh, of course you did, yeah. So there's a mug on its way, mate. I shall send the mug now.
That's going to be a fix one. Guarantee your own position in the division. I'll actually do myself a really nice mug.
How ironic that would be if you won one of the mugs.
It would be. I'd still want it. I want the signatures on there.
Well, yeah, you will do. Don't worry about it. Who did I get? I got Edmonton, didn't I? I've got to be honest. I've not checked how well they're doing, but I don't think they're doing that well. I think they're like 3-6 or something like that. So between them and my beloved Anaheim Ducks, I'm not winning much money at all this year. So
we're both going to end with a mug.
I think so. Well, hang on, Mike. We're not bottom. We're mid-table. I think we're just on the same points as the Kings, I think. But we're around that way. But you know, we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, we're sixth behind Los Angeles, but they've got a game in hand. We're above Arizona and San Jose. So we'll see. It's a long season. You never know. A 20-game unbeaten run, and we'll have a chance of getting up into the playoffs. We'll see what happens. I won't count my chickens. Anyway, let's move on. It was good to see how we're all going. We'll keep updating each other on what we're doing with that and how we're getting on. Recently you might have seen a report out there for votes for a new committee for the Vikings, and the voting all got gathered up. But I think people voted in the droves, and what happened was Mike here, he got voted in as the new general manager of the Nottingham Vikings. Mike, congratulations, fully deserved.
Thank you.
Look at well deserved the applause. Puts in no end of effort for the club, as well as himself for what he can do when we're back on the court playing. Mike, just before you're going to introduce us to who else got nominated and voted into their position in a minute, but just a quick word on how you feel about being GM of this great bunch.
Yeah, well, look, I am really excited about what we can do to drive the club onto bigger and better things, really. So got lots of ideas lined up, and really it's as well working with the new team on the committee. I think, I'm just really confident about where we're going to take the club next. I think the thing is we want to make it fun, but there's also a serious edge to it that we want to be a competitive team, and we really want to grow the club, which I know we're going to do. So all is good. Very, very happy.
I think it's been decided as well. Again, you're going to explain who's been voted in a minute and to the certain roles. But what we have done is this has now allowed various members of the team or club to take on the various roles. And it's took a lot of pressure off certain individuals, one being yourself, where you can concentrate on certain things, and Benny as well. The coach, he obviously did a lot. He was basically the coach / GM before this happened, with help of others, obviously. It takes a lot of pressure now. People can concentrate on certain things in aspects of running the club in different sort of areas, rather than one or two people doing the whole lot. And I think, if you'd agree with me, I think that will help improve how the club is structured.
Yeah, there's
and a better product at the end of it, if you know what I mean.
Definitely, there's a lot of talent. We're quite deep in talent across the range, really. So I think it's the right thing to do, the appropriate thing to do, and I think we can tap into a lot of people's skills and do that collaboratively to build the club. So I'm totally confident that's going to happen. Sort of excited for the year ahead as well. Once we get past COVID, and I think it's all good things will come to us. I'm sure they will.
Definitely good stuff. So Mike, I'm going to straight over to you.
All right. Well, look,
just talk us through what we've got.
Sure. I'm not going to go on too much because I know we posted this in the Vikings group, but we're going to form a separate sort of coaching team. Obviously, Benny Tring is going to focus now fully on head coach. Although I just do want to bring up a slight concern about Benny Tring. This is a second-hand story, so I got this from Dan, who is Benny's personal strength and conditioning coach. But apparently, the other day he was really reluctant to go out in his nice BMW because the roads are a bit snowy and a bit icy. So that's fair enough. I can understand that. But apparently, the following day, get this, he got in his car and drove to a chippy that was like a mile away and bought a bloody great burger and was sat eating it in the kitchen whilst we were doing the generate session. So as GM, I think it's only right that I air these concerns publicly, of course, so everyone can hear about, this behaviour.
I mean, are you going to be talking to him directly about this issue? Like, is he more focused on food than?
Yeah. I think. Obviously, I think Dan's going to be my point of contact here, and we might need to up his exercise regime just to counter the extra calories. But we'll deal with that behind closed doors, I think. But anyway, Benny Tring is head coach, accepting his wayward behaviour. Dan is going to be a fantastic addition, already with a coaching side anyway, but he's going to be our strength and conditioning coach. And he's also going to be there on game day. So he's going to help us with sort of warm up and keep an eye on us during actual game day, as well as ongoing training. So fantastic addition. Now, Benny and Dan are going to be expanding that coaching team to involve assistant coaches as well. So we've got the strength and coaching depth in the side as well to sort of bring on, you know, the players throughout the team, and also whilst we're training in pods and stuff as well. So that's the coaching side. Okay, so onto the main committee then. So Jamie, along with Ty, I couldn't think of a better pair of bankers.
A pair of bankers.
Me neither.
A pair of bankers. They're going to be, you know, the expertise behind them at banking. I think they're just going to be hard to crack, really. So Jamie's obviously been doing this for a while, but Ty's pretty new to it. So I think they can sort of help with the banking each other, or whatever it is.
Well, the problem is they've relied too much on having someone else do it for them in the past. I think.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see them bank for themselves.
So working together, they should get on quite well.
They should, yeah. I've lost it.
We'll leave that there.
Yeah. So I think I should come on to you next, Pete. Your events and fundraising, and I know you've already got a quiz. You've already got a quiz in the pipeline, and you are you are the ideas man of the club, really. So I think we're sort of dead excited about what you're going to come up with next, really. And you know, we've already put a few things in, like the NHL sweep, the quiz, and I think well, you can probably tell us if you've got anything else in the pipeline now you're thinking about. But
no, I mean, I normally use the best. Let's get
the
perfect man for the job.
Yeah, no, my mind's always working. Like my mind's always working.
Apart from now.
For Sunday night, I've retired for the night for now.
So anyway, so Pete is normally pretty progressive thinker, but we'll move on. Right, Kev, you are the players rep. And
yes,
it's fair to say you're a mainstay of the Vikings team, and I'm sure with your tact and diplomacy, you'll be able to deal with any situations that arise. And actually, Pete will come on to something in a little while that might just test that character. So we'll come on to that a bit. So Joel,
this was an idea. That was an idea I came up with, wasn't it? Yeah, there we go. Put that one down.
There you go. Nicely recovered. So Joe and Joel, we're both on tonight. Great double act. I think Joe will inject a bit of humour into our social media. And Joel, who's very much a whiz with the graphics, particularly sports graphics, I think we'll just take our branding to a next level. So in all seriousness, I think, you know, you two guys are going to do great things in the next sort of year. So excited to see it. And well, again, I think there's going to be some discussion about player cards later on. So
later on,
yeah. So yeah, congratulations to everyone that's been voted in, and I think I'm confident we've got a great team.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot, Mike. It's from my point of view, it's a privilege to be voted in to do that role. Joel, do you feel any pressure taking over the whole social media, etc. from Mike? He's done a great job in the past.
It's the Olympics, isn't it? He's handing on that torch.
Yeah,
and me and Joe are, yeah, and then we're going to do as good as well as we can with it. I'm going to be like Joe's sort of side man. Yeah, Joe's going to take over the main, and I'm just going to doodle everyone's faces onto cool, pretty pictured backgrounds. Yeah.
Game celebration pictures. Fantastic idea.
We're going to try and get some.
That's another one that I came up with as well, weren't it?
Yeah, sort of. That was sort of our idea.
Bit of modesty now.
Yeah. But we're going to try and get with you ironing, because that, you know, ironing our kits.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, I think we've got a few. Me and Joe have spoke a few times actually. We've got a few good ideas in the works.
Brilliant, Joe. Honoured, I imagine.
It is a privilege, and it is, like you say, we've spoken about it a few times, and all just thinking of all the fun ideas that we could do, and just how much fun we could have with it. It's it's going to be great.
And if you want to see an example of the expertise in social media, you can see how beautifully he's framed his face for this podcast.
Yeah. I don't want to take all the attention. I've already got the attention.
Yeah.
But, I want to keep spies on you lot. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Just as the example of the player cards, which I think we saw the example of a few days ago.
Yeah.
Just things like that. We could have so much fun with it. And if we can even just do anything that might potentially entice people to. I mean, I know personally, my first impression of the Vikings was through Facebook. It's the only way I found them. So if we can do anything like that.
What attracted you to us then on Facebook?
When I started looking for ball hockey clubs, there was quite a few in Nottingham, as we all know, but I just saw this one. I thought it looked, to be fair, it was the closest. Just down the road. But yeah, the first thing that you come across is the Facebook page, and I just thought, yeah, this looks pretty cool. So we tried it out. I know quite a few people that have joined after me did the same sort of thing. So if we can do anything to sort of, and not that there's anything wrong with what there is, but if I can add to that, or me and Joel can whoop something up to add to that and potentially entice more people to join, then job's good.
Brilliant. And Kev, you must be pretty pleased. Another a bit more responsibility. You're an assistant captain, and now you've got this as well. You must be pretty happy with that as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously it's a cracking idea by yourself, Pete, as you previously mentioned. But I think we are quite an open team, and I think it's good that anyone can air any issues or any concerns. But I am there if anybody wants to do it privately, and I can raise it to everyone. Which, if I'm honest, I don't think I'll be doing quite often. But it's got the guys and the people on the team. They've got that option if they need it.
And we can always air it on the podcast if it's particularly funny.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So I think it's great, and I think something that you can get accused of sometimes by people who might be a little bit I use the word ignorant, but that might be a little bit harsh. But people might look at you and you might laugh at you. I look at them. It's not a professional outfit. They're doing a website. They're doing all this, and my reaction to that has always been, yeah, but you can attract you can attract by what people see, and that, especially now social media has grown so much, and this is the only competitive sport that I personally play now, and it will be for a lot of the people that play, guys and girls that play for the team, right? So whether it's a professional outfit or not, or professional league, whatever, you want to go out there and you want your club to look the part, and you want to feel like almost as if you play professionally, because you and I think it just shows how much pride we all have in the team and the club as a whole, that we've got all these brains and all these bodies that come up with these ideas. Let's do a podcast. Let's make a website. Let's make player cards, all that sort of thing. And I think personally, it's great, and long may it continue. And I think in a time where we started this podcast, not quite a year ago now, but I feel like the club's come on so long without even hitting a ball in anger. So what's happened is how the club's grown without even games going on is something that is being acknowledged on a wide basis around the country in football hockey. People are recognising it, and again, we thank them. But I think thank everyone, and I'm talking probably on behalf of Mike as well as the GM. But we couldn't be here now without you guys taking part, and the rest of the players, getting involved in things like that. So, yeah, it's. Would you agree, Mike? It just makes things look better from a club point of view.
Wait till we start playing again as well. I mean, we'll get some of the regular team back in. As I know they can't always make the training, and it'll just be Oh, I just, like I said at the start, bigger and better things. I'm excited about the season and the year ahead, really.
Exactly. Okay. So we've all got new roles, okay? And I came up with an idea, funnily enough, talking to Mike the other day. And what we're going to do, is we're going to do a bit of, I don't know how often you guys do this, but we're going to do a bit of role play. All right. Cue the music. Then we've got any music.
Nurses' uniforms. You're right.
Yeah. No need to rush off and get changed, guys. It's not that sort of role play. But yeah, we're gonna test you what you might do in your roles, and we had a few for various people here, so might have to change a few up a bit. So bear with us. But Mike, you're gonna go first.
Great.
Something about, so we'll go with losing 10 games in a row. And right. This is, yeah.
So this is going to be like scenario based.
This is
scenario based. So I'll give you the scenario. You have to pitch it to who I tell you to pitch it to, and then we'll go from there.
So you've given us the jobs, and now you're interviewing us for them.
Yeah.
Let's just see how this pans out.
Right. We could have lost his jobs already, Joe. See you guys.
Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Mike,
this is an absence of Benny, head coach Benny. Obviously, he's not here tonight because we've already brought up his eating habit, so potentially that would be a talking point. But I think
if Kev could play the role of Benny.
I'm going to pick on Pete because he is the captain.
So I'll have to put on a few pounds as well.
I'll have to put my serious face on now, Pete. So
right.
Yeah,
it won't last long.
So you're right. So we've lost 10 games in a row. I've got a couple of things I want to bring up really. The first thing is, you're in serious danger of being a block 22 player, which basically means you're going to be watching the game sat in block 22, mate.
Right.
The other thing is that, one of the ideas that you've been sort of talking about recently is this beefcake calendar. And I've got to be honest, some of the lads are a bit uncomfortable in the changing room as well, because there's some sort of serious homoerotic overtones going on here. And, I think there's just some sort of general concern. I can't keep it up.
I've got to be honest. I've got to be honest. I can't deny any of it, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure that the players need to be thinking about this during game time. I feel like as captain, if there was any concerns, they would come to me directly first. But I have pitched this idea on more than one occasion about the beefcake calendar. I think it's a great idea. If the Panthers can get away with it, so can we. I don't see them worrying about it on the ice. I think those sort of things should be kept outside of playing time. So for me, the 10-game losing run falls on the tactics and what's going on above it. If I was a manager, if I was a coach, losing 10 games in a row, I'd be fearing for my job, to be honest. I mean, so I ask you. I mean, what are you going to do about it? I mean, are you putting it all down to my wish for I
think we'll have a meeting with the three of us. We'll talk with Benny, and the only comment I've got is, can I be Mr. March? Can I be?
Well, I was going to come on to that actually, because beefcake calendar, it's a serious pitch. If I'm honest, I feel like if this had been taken seriously earlier on in the season, we might not be on a 10-game losing run, if that's why everyone thinks we're losing. So, and I've also heard that you might have a green screen up at Lee Towers. So
I have.
Let's get it going. Okay. I've already got a few ideas in mind of how we could do it.
Yeah. Come on. This is a family show now. Let's stop it there. Next scenario.
Would anyone buy it though?
No.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know.
We're just going to repeat. Has got 12 pictures of us naked with a hockey stick in front of us, and he's just going to.
I feel like if we put Dan on the front cover, that might sell a few.
Yeah, good shout.
Maybe Dan boxing gloves. I don't know.
See what was I on about earlier? He's already imagining the scenes, isn't he?
Well, I'll be December.
I think it'd be funny, but I think we should do it for charity or something like that. Like,
yeah, we need to pick a charity. You're right.
I'll be December. It'll be too late for him to take it.
No, you'll have an excuse because it's cold.
Yeah.
Some of us might need a double page.
Yeah, I'll run on to 2022.
yeah, you can be that one, because in some calendars they have the last date of 2021 and the January of 2022. You can be that one.
I'm up for that one. Yeah, great idea. Yeah. Good, what a good appointment Pete was. Ideas he's got. I've got to say, revolutionary.
I'll be the April Fool. I don't mind doing that. Kev, what do you fancy?
Oh, I need it to be a warm month.
A warm month. What prop? Any props you'd go for with your?
You don't need any.
Let's find a stick big enough.
I won't need to be that big, that's for sure.
Well, I can use your sons.
Sons what?
Oh, hockey stick.
I was hoping not to have to edit this.
Oh God! Right. The Viking horn beefcake calendar. What that'd be something else, wouldn't it?
Wow.
It's another way of using a microphone. Right. We'll move on. We'll move on from that. Did that go as well as expected, Mike? With your,
let's just say the rehearsal is useful. I know not what to bring up for the real thing. We won't lose 10 games in a row. We won't.
No, we only play 8 a season.
Exactly.
So, Kev, we're going to move on to you now.
Oh, I might break it up a bit. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. We've had some feedback from playing staff that they are unhappy with the new committee members, and even suggested that the vote was rigged. How would you deal with this as player liaison officer?
I basically tell them to deal with it. It's a dictatorship, not a democracy. So crack on.
Oh. Did I mention the tact and diplomacy earlier? I tell you.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously, you would have to do a full investigation, Donald Trump style, into false voting. People that have been dead 30 years that have voted on it, mail order ones, full investigation. Don't accept the decision and just keep sort of banging on about the distrust in the team.
Yeah.
Totally That's very good. Yeah, talked a lot less than the first one, didn't it?
So shut up, Pete.
Okay, the next one was for Tyrone, but we're going to approach this in somewhat differently. So the idea was that Dan comes to Tyrone and he wants some money to pay for some new repairs for his van, a new lock, let's say, and some new kit for Generate. And Dan's helped us out with Generate and the Vikings quite a lot, so he wants to dip into our funds to let's help him fund some new kit and so we can transport stuff for the Viking sessions when we're allowed to, again, obviously. Mike, let's start from the GM going and around the table. How would we do this? Would we be happy to pass some money over to Generate and Dan?
Putting my Gary Moran hat on here, I think I'd want to see some results before we start negotiating any kind of incremental sort of pay increase. So, yeah, want to see some results first.
For every kilo Benny loses, we'll donate some money.
Well, we've just lost 10 games in a row. He's not getting a penny.
Yeah. We're not getting much result at all, are we? Let's be honest, 10 games in a row. Do we even play? When was the last time we played 10 games in a season as well? That's a couple of years ago now, isn't it? But yeah. All right. So that's straight to the point. We'll wait for results. You mean physical results?
Yeah. I'm not going to part a penny until we actually see some wins that are attributed directly to Benny's coaching prowess and Dan's, physical manifestation of our fitness across the team.
Brilliant. Very stern. Very. I feel like no nonsense from Mike Lee here.
Occasionally.
Cold.
Say again, Joe. Yeah, it's what you want. That's what you want.
Yeah.
So
give him some of the
some
of the profits from the beefcake calendar. If you can sell them, you deserve the money.
How much do you think we'd sell them for? I mean, I'm not being funny. If we put charity, if we attach charity to it, we're on to a winner.
Well, to be honest, I've already priced them up, actually.
So when are they on sale, Mike?
The thing is, all I'm going to say is there's a lot of people involved here that have got contacts, right? And I feel like we could get a beefcake calendar out there. I mean, don't get it wrong. I don't think it will challenge the Panthers for popularity, but you never know.
Yeah.
Well, the listeners.
Why shouldn't it?
The listeners, do you want to buy a beefcake calendar?
Yeah, please write in the comment section how much you would pay for a beefcake calendar. Anything above 10p is.
And we'll double it. Yeah.
Mike's
we'll double it. Yeah. Anyway, back to the task.
The other option you could have is say, right, donate to this charity, or we will make a beefcake calendar.
Yeah. Probably a better idea, to be honest with you, Kev.
And Benny on the front with a with a chippy, with a doner meat on a kebab,
doner burger.
Sponsored by Trawler's Catch. Okay, the next one we're going to go, Joe. You're going to be going to Kev now, right? And the situation you've got, and I want you to pitch this to Kev. You feel like the generate sessions are a little too hard, and you've had to take things into your own hands, e.g., a past rowing machine incident. So what I want you to do is I want you to pitch this to Kev, and Kev will advise on how he's going to deal with it and who he's going to go to.
Kev, you know I'm just a rogue, and I'm just going to do it how I want to do it, how I think's best. And Dan just doesn't have it for me. I've got to do it my own way.
Is this because they're too hard? Is this because the sessions are too hard, or I know this makes me Kev, or other reasons, just because you're rogue and you like to do things your own way?
Yeah, that's it. I'm just
what Pete said.
Kev, your response?
Well, where do we go from there? Same again.
Everyone else gets on well, don't they?
Yeah, everyone else does. So I think same again, Joe. Just suck it up and deal with it. No, I think it's the generate ones. I think is an interesting topic, because I think a few people have found it quite tough, and I think it's been quite a challenging sort of thing for a few people. But I think it's one of those where you have to sort of look at the benefits and see why we're doing it, rather than sort of just for beasting people. There's actual thought behind it, and we'll go from there. If you're not happy with the way some of the training is, Dan's very adaptable. He'll suit it to go for yourself. That's if you've got an injury or something. If you just literally just can't be bothered to do the exercise the way he's described it, then I think you've got big trouble there. I think there's only expulsion from the team. That's the only option there.
over before
we definitely made the right point.
Well, it's been nice being a part of Vikings, boys.
When are you coming along anyway, Joel?
As I say, it's been nice. But, as Kev's just put it out there, permanent expulsion.
Hey, hang on. We've got an issue we'll come on to later about you on social media already. Yeah, honestly.
Oh, yeah. We'll get on to that.
We'll get on
to that very shortly. We'll get on to that very, very shortly, in fact.
Yeah.
So, well, Mike, what do you think? Did everyone pass with flying colours there? Or,
tell you what, I'm delighted. It couldn't be better.
I saw him making notes throughout, anyway.
Oh, God. beefcake calendar? Is it going to happen or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, Joe, you need to crack on with your doing as you're told. I just like to say as well, you did choose to have the heavier waist, the heavier jacket, the weighted jacket.
Whoa.
No, he didn't. No, he
choice
didn't.
involved in that. I was given, and then I didn't realise until at the end of the session everybody else had a lighter vest. As
I'm sure I heard otherwise a bit.
Funny that.
Yeah, I've got to say, I'm sure you can agree with this, Mike. After doing for the January alone, I've been doing all of the sessions for Generate, so the ones that he normally does and the Viking one. And the Viking ones are, and this is no disrespect to any of the other sessions, but because it's tailored for us, they are much harder than the others, I think.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they are, yeah, because you're working with guys and girls that are supposedly playing for a team, so that's and it's also things that are there to benefit the sport that we play. Now, the other sessions that we do at Generate are you're giving it's a wider sort of broader fitness level, so to speak. So you have to be a little bit careful. So those sessions are more to cater for what we do is we say, you're working to your limit in those sessions. So let's say if you don't do those sessions and you don't come out of it feeling like you've worked hard enough, then I feel like that's down to you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like for the,
I'm not saying you're not doing that.
Some of them do feel like incredibly brutal, but when you think about it's such a, they are really hard sessions, and they're supposed to be. So,
yeah, it's quality in it. It's good.
Yeah,
I think Dan has given us the courtesy of treating us like professional sports people and athletes, and he's training us accordingly. So all respect to Dan for doing that. And it is hard, and probably harder for some of us than others. But I've got an eye on the end point really of what we're going to achieve out of this, and that's what keeps me going.
There's going to be no one who has done these sessions like consistently, who when we get playing again isn't going to find the benefits.
Totally. Doesn't think he's getting a pay increase, but absolutely right, yeah.
Just quickly on that point, it's something like, because I've been struggling a lot with lockdown, and that is something I've been thinking about attending. I do want to get involved with the Generator stuff. So
great. See,
hold it to him in 5 minutes.
Yeah. But it's something that I've been toying with the idea in my head. I do struggle with the sort of getting out and keep, which is ironically, I'll touch quickly on it. When I first joined the Vikings, it was like it switched something inside me, and I was, turned to doing a bit more exercise and a little, which meant that the first lockdown was really, really tough for me. Because I'd switched up and started going to training twice. I would training once a week and then doing my own fitness. So I am looking to join the Generator sessions at some point.
Well, that's perfect.
Not tonight.
I'm literally just adding you to the group.
Not tonight.
To join.
It's only once a week, mate. Once a week. With my Generate cap on, I will say memberships are available for 5 days a week training online. So if you like the Wednesday sessions, please feel free to join. We do boxing, general fitness, slow burners if that's what you prefer. So yeah, give it a try. Give Wednesday nights a try. What I would say, going back on serious now,
slow burger, but
what I will say is what you'll find with the Viking session particularly is as we're not training right now. What you've got is you've got that connection with the guys and girls that go on those sessions. So you're seeing the people, and where you're not training on a Friday night, you're still seeing people from the team, and that I think that goes a long way, and it will go a long way when we get back to playing again. And what you also get is it's not individual, so we push each other through the sessions. and there'll be no pressure on you, for example, to be, let's say, doing the same reps or whatever as someone else. As what it's always is, it's you work to your limits. You put in, you get out what you put in. And Dan's massive on that saying, and he'll tell you that himself. You get out what you put in, and you'll, if you come and give it a go, mate. You know, there's one or two in that session who come on a Wednesday night, and they at the first part they were not keen on the idea, but we got them involved, and now they're regulars, and they just crack on, and they're loving it. And I have no worries that you'll be the same, mate. So yeah. So it'd be good to have you down.
But just further to what you were saying then, Pete, like if anyone who hasn't done it, I don't know, you lot have put quite a lot of effort in, yourself, Harry and Dan, to somehow take in the gym and being able to, you haven't got that in your own home, and not everyone has got like the equipment and stuff like that, and somehow you've made this program that works, even though you're missing quite a lot of the equipment. And this is what I was saying about the Generate session. It is hard. Even those of us that have been doing it from the start, all of those sessions are solid. So even if you join halfway and you think, oh, I shouldn't really do it because, I've missed out on all these sessions and I probably won't be as good as everybody else, doesn't matter, because even Dan and yourself sometimes say, yeah, that session was solid. So don't come and think, oh, I'm not going to bother because, like, some people tend to go to the gym and they don't like it because, like, they're surrounded by people who are gym junkies or whatever they're called, and they just sort of stand out. So don't not join in the Generate sessions because, not that I'm talking to you directly here, Joe, I'm just sort of saying it.
You're right, though. I hate the gym.
Well, sometimes you go there, just like there's people there, and it just make you feel uncomfortable because like they're like 4 hours every day, and you sort of just feel out of place. But there's none of that to Generate, and even those of us that do it every Wednesday, if you just start whenever you want to start, if you struggle, that's not because you're less fit than us; it's because they are really, really stressful sessions, or not stressful, but you know what I mean.
And I'd just like to point out, I think that chat that Kev had there privately with Joe obviously did the trick because he's completely changed his tune now.
Another fine example of the
good appointment. Good appointment. Yeah.
That's the benefit of working out from home. You can do whatever you want anyway. Yeah. So.
I don't know who's been coming talking about questioning these appointments, but I think we're proving them wrong in one podcast.
So far, right?
Yeah, so far, yeah. Don't know about me though with the beefcake calendar. maybe I'm ready to be replaced, but yeah. Okay, we're going to go on, and we've mentioned it before. Joel and his player cards. We're going to have a little bit of fun with this as well. First of all, Joel, we did notice a little bit of an issue. That Mike brought up as well regarding putting the Steelers logo on the Vikings card. This didn't go down too well with the GM. I don't know if you've want to explain yourself on this one.
It was feedback from the players. I think the most telling factor and probably the most embarrassing thing was how small you made that Steelers logo. I mean, it was like, I don't want to put it on there any bigger because I don't want to admit to it. So I'm just going to try and sneak it.
Well, the Panthers logo would have been exactly the same size.
You literally have to zoom in to see it.
Is the issue here, Mike, and anyone else? Is the issue here the fact that we're the Nottingham Vikings and the Steelers have another ball hockey team within the league setup? It sort of goes against Viking policy, really, to have advertised other teams. It's almost saying you're a bit of a traitor, Joel, to be honest.
I'd beg to differ on that.
That's harsh.
I'd beg to differ. I'm proudly displaying my Vikings jersey as well as my
wearing it.
Just about.
That's because Benny's got a strict rule on wearing game gear
that's true.
away from games. So shove that one. Mr. GM, sir.
Duly noted.
That's an invite to the office.
So all right then, you'll see me after the okay, sir. Back to the player cards. The simple fact that the Steelers logo was on there was for me to portray, because I did basically, for those that don't know, I did an example using myself, and I put the EIHL team I support and the NHL team I support on the card, which I thought would be a good feature to add for every player, to tell everybody who we support. However, I was getting I got a few hate emails sent my way regarding the addition of the Steelers logo, and it's staying there. And that's all I've got to say on that matter, Peter.
I'd just like to say that the Nottingham Vikings do not condone the abuse of players at any level.
I'd just like to interrupt. We are an all-inclusive club.
We are.
So, people from any backgrounds can join. I think that's what was said to me when I first came down. And then I pulled this orange jersey out of my bag, and then
I think we had to because we needed a netminder.
Yeah, well, yeah, I suppose, yeah. Desperate times, desperate measures.
When we got man of the match, we could turn back, couldn't we?
Just waddled in.
Yeah, brilliant.
That's all I'm saying on the player card matter. If you've got any issues, check it with our GM.
Can you now talk us through how you've set them up? And we're going to have a bit of a discussion here, and let's give ourselves our scores for the various attributes that you have on the cards, Joel. So if you'd like to, I thought
it would be fun to do it in like a top trumps feature, like a top trumps style. Yeah. Each player, I think I put on there speed, power, accuracy. I thought I'd put that one in because that's one of my top attributes. So we've got to get that one in there. And physical, they're the four that we decided on. Well, I decided on. And I just thought it'd be cool to get each individual player's attributes and put them on a card to put out on social media as a fun thing to look at. And if people are interested, we can send out a packet free with every beefcake calendar.
That's a cracking idea.
Such a good idea. Yeah, I've just thought of that right now. I'm after his job. I'm after his ideas job.
You are, yeah.
But yeah, right. I just thought it'd be good. Be a good idea.
Yeah. So the team that we're playing can lay out the player cards, and they'll hung up their beefcake calendar, but they'll have the player cards, so they'll know. They look at the first line and they'll think, right, we're going to target him because he's slow. We'll target him because he can't even shoot.
Mr. March.
I mean, these ratings aren't going to be to the T, I would say. We've not had a race and decided who's the fastest.
Yeah, there's potential to build.
We don't need to.
I think what's probably the best idea is if we get Benny to rate us all.
Oof,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Shall we have a bit of fun? Shall we have a bit of fun now and just we'll have a guess at what we would be?
Yeah.
Shall we?
Yeah, good shout.
Let's do it. So we'll get through it as quick as we can. Starting off with speed. So, Mike, what would you give yourself as speed?
The scale is 0 to 10, isn't it?
Yeah, and are we going? Would 10 be the quickest on the team, or as a sort of a broader scale?
I rated myself a 4 on the basis that I'm not as fast as other people in the team. So I would rate everybody else more than a 4.
So would I.
I am fast. Thanks, Pete. I'm fast in 30-second increments, which is a good attribute to have at ball hockey.
That's a long time.
Yeah, but after maybe a minute or so, it's probably no good. So maybe we could have stamina on there, and I'd be a 1.
Let's stick with speed over a short distance, going from one side of the court to the other end. Okay. So you gave yourself 4. Go on then, Mike. What do you reckon?
On the basketball court, when we were in the tiers training, we actually had a race with all of the people that were training, and I was last in that race. So in all fairness and honesty, I'm going to have to rate myself like a 3 or 4. But I'm still planning on losing another stone because I've lost a couple of stone already. And I will not be a 4 when we start the season.
Oh, just promise.
Fair play.
There we go.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do? Put you down as a 4 now?
Yeah, 4 now.
I'll lower mine to a 3 then.
I thought you were going to increase yours to a 5 then.
I'm a 6. I'm sure
Okay,
on that basis.
Joe, what about you, mate? What are you going to go for?
I'd like to say a 6 or a 7. I come out of the blocks all right, and then within 10 seconds I've used all my energy up, so I'm right down there after that.
I'd go along with that. I think he is a 6 or a 7. It's just the trouble he leaves the ball about 10 yards behind him.
Yeah, this is with the ball, Joe.
Are we giving 0.5s in these, Joel? Sorry.
No.
All right, cool. So, what do you want, a 6 or 7?
Go for 7. Why not?
Yeah,
7. Go for it.
Kev.
Well, if Joel's 3 or 4, I've got to be at least a 25.
Can I just say, Kev is the spinal tap of the 1 to 10 scale. He'll be turning up to 11.
Actually, I'm not that quick. To be honest, I'm not that quick. It's just 100% effort. That's all I've got. I'd actually probably just pitch me an 8, if I was honest.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right.
Room for improvement.
Yeah.
So,
Not my
pace. Yeah. So I see myself as one of the quickest on the team, if not the quickest, and that's not being arrogant. So if Kev's an 8, me and him are pretty similar. Like the sessions with. So shall I put myself down as an 8 or a 9?
I would have rated you as a 10, Pete. Definitely.
But for pace,
for speed.
one of the other quick guys in the team is Dan Harness. And he said when I scored, I think the last goal I scored, he was struggling to keep up with me to celebrate, and so obviously I'm a little. He came to me and said that, and so I was like, oh right, okay. So what do you want then? You go on, you tell me.
Well, I would have put you as a 10, but if you're rating yourself, Pete,
I'll take a 10.
Take a 10. Anyone disagree? I think you. From what I've seen, you're quite a fast person. Fast player.
Now that's going to be the one thing that I thrive at. All the other things, I don't think I'm going to be that great at.
Yourself a 10 now, Matt.
Pace is Power. Power. Kev, come to you first. See power. In what sense?
Shooting.
I initially it was sort of shooting, and then I thought, well, power could be sort of physical, and then that's what physical.
So it's going to be shooting then, really, isn't it?
Shooting,
yeah.
Kev's a shot. Really?
I'm not.
You're more wrist shot man, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm more accuracy than power.
Okay, so what would you give yourself accuracy? Let's do these together, so it's quicker.
Oh, let's go for 7.
7 for accuracy.
Yeah.
And a speed, a power of
3.
Really? Yeah. I think that's modest. All right, I'm going to give you a 4, just because I think you're better. I think you're better than what you're giving yourself credit for.
Powerful as I am fast, Kev.
Is that right? Yeah.
Physical, Kev. I'm definitely putting you down as an 8 or 9 on physical. But I'm not being funny. But your physique for your size is up there. You know, you get stuck in and things like that. So I'm putting you down as about 9, physical 9.
Thanks, Pete.
In a junior.
Mike. Well,
under 10s.
Under 10s, yeah. Right, Mike. Let's get this going. So power, accuracy, and physical. So your power and accuracy.
Right. Yeah. Wrist shot and slap shots aren't bad, so I reckon I've got decent power there. I'd probably say like a 6 or 7.
Let's go. I'll take your first answer as a 6. And accuracy.
Yeah, I'm pretty accurate with my shots as well. Probably not as good as Kev, but I'm pretty accurate, so I'd say 6 as well.
How many goals did you score last season, Mike? Just start.
Well, I played D and I played like 2 games. So,
How many goals did you score in those games, right? I'm not joking.
In practice, I've scored a lot of goals.
Yeah, fair play, mate. So what did you say to give you?
Let's say 6, yeah.
Yeah, nice one. I agree. Physical.
Physicality is that's one thing I'll pride myself on, is being able to stop people, although it's a non-contact sport. So I reckon I'm going to rate pretty high physically.
What, an 8?
Yeah.
Okay. Joe. Accuracy, power.
Accuracy's got to be a 10 if I was aiming for the wall behind the goal. In terms of the net, just put a question mark by that.
Yeah, because I've not seen you take a shot in a proper game yet. No one has, but I've seen you train.
I was just about to say, I'm the only person on the podcast tonight that hasn't actually played a game yet for the Vikings. So based off training alone, my accuracy, we'll just put a solid question mark next to that.
No, you know what? I'm going to give you a 5 because 5's neither here nor there, and it's in the middle.
They're interchangeable as well.
Unlike a shot.
A new set next season.
And power can be what?
I'd probably say about a 5 again, just because I need to work on my shooting quite a bit.
Physical.
But I would like to say I'm quite physical though, because I think I can. Yeah. I think I like getting in. Believe it or not,
20 kilograms. Those 20 kilograms are going to reap the rewards, I think.
Yeah.
So we'll go.
I hope so.
What do you want to say? An 8?
Yeah, I'd say something like a 7 or 8. I personally like to be getting into the nitty gritty areas and just being a pain in the arse job position. That's where I think that's my calling in life.
Okay,
so we'll
give you. I'll give you an 8. I'll give you the benefit of that and give you an 8. When you say 7 or 8, I'd like to give you the highest score there. So,
there you go.
Joel.
I rated myself as a 7 for power because I've got big arms.
7, yeah.
And a 9 for accuracy because I think that's, although I like speed and physicality, I think I've got quite an accurate shot.
You have, yeah. So, and then physical.
That's why we stuck him in goal.
Yeah.
It was the right choice.
Yeah, wide. Yeah, as physicality, I put a 6 because although I'm a big guy, I'm not strong as such. I'm just fat. So, 6 for that. I put.
Okay. My power and accuracy, I'm not going to rate very high because when I always end up relating to when I score a goal. So when I score a goal, the reaction that I get to scoring a goal is more based on surprise rather than knowing it's going to go in. So accuracy, I'm going to put 6 because I don't, going what Mike says, D-men, we don't take that many shots, and the ones I do take, most of them do go wide. And power, again, it's not consistent, so I think I'll give myself a 6 there as well. Physical, I don't know how physical I am.
You're a D-man.
I'm a D-man, so I've got to have a. Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Should I go 7?
You're not having another 10.
I don't want a 10. I'm no means a 10 at physical. Whenever I've played any sort of sport, especially when I used to play football, when it was all kicking off, I was the other side of the pitch. I'm not interested in that side of things. But so I've 7, shall we say?
Yeah,
let's go for 7.
So who do you reckon would score the highest across the board with these cards?
I was about to ask that.
I was just about to ask who would you?
Yeah.
So let's go. So Kev has got 8, 4, 7, and 9. Feel like he's undercut himself with power. And Mike, you're 4, 6, 6, and 8. Joe is 7, 5, 5, and 8. Joel is 3, 7, 9, and 6. And I am 10, 6, 6, and 7. They're all over the place, to be honest. I feel like when you average it out, me and Kev are going to be quite similar. Mike, you've got 2 6s and 8, but I don't know. People are probably bored of listening to this, to be honest with you. So, shall we use another time? So, I mean, I'd say they were quite good scores for everyone. But like I say, they are subject to change.
Yeah.
So fair play.
Now, so yeah.
Well done. I thought they were done honestly as well. You know. Right, moving on. Well done, everyone. That was good. Mike, going to come to you on this one because we've had some really good news for the club recently in that we've achieved getting a lottery grant. Is that right?
Yeah, Sport England. So it's only a modest grant, but really grateful to them for helping us out because the grant was there for people, sport clubs during lockdown and during COVID. And basically it was just some extra financial help for small clubs. I think it was up to about 10 grand potentially. But yeah, we're really, really grateful to Sport England for giving us some cash towards. I mean, we bought some new balls because we wanted some cold weather ones because we're training outside. Some sort of fairly light portable nets and other bits and pieces really to help us training whilst we're still in the tier when we get back to the tier system again, hopefully.
I'm guessing some of the money is going to have to go towards some of the blank paper to produce the calendars as well. Is that correct?
There is no way that I'm signing that off for Sport England. What possible benefit that could bring people?
Can you imagine the reaction?
No idea.
we withdraw our offer.
Oh dear! If that's going to help people mentally during lockdown, I don't know.
Well, why wouldn't it? I don't know what you. Not giving us enough credit, I don't think. Like, all us that have been doing these generate sessions, absolutely ripped.
4 months, maybe.
Oh, great stuff. Something else as well we've been doing as a bit of a club task recently is getting the old Spotify music. We've got a playlist set up for the Vikings. I mean, it's been great. There's quite a difference in what we've got available for people out there if they want to tune in. What we're going to use that for? Is it going to be used for the club pre-game in the changing rooms, or what?
I've got no idea. It just seemed like a good idea at the time.
It's a great idea.
I'm just seeing how many we've got 5 hours and 20 minutes of songs on here now. I think it could be if we're going up in a minibus or something, going to a tournament. I mean, I want us to be in Fantastic Fours, definitely, when that comes up again. I want to have a Vikings team. And I reckon, yeah, I mean, maybe we have like game day intervals. We have music. We could have a DJ come in and do a bit of music.
Well, if only we knew one. Well, at least that was any good anyway. So, but yeah, we spoke about this previously, didn't we, Mike? Briefly, I think one good thing that we could do on game days is have a bit of music there. Something I'd be happy to help with. I'll put it out there. If the league want to do something like that, we'd just get some music playing in between face-offs and before and after the games and stuff like that. Then when the game day's finished, get a rave going. I think we all deserve it after this lockdown business. So why not, eh? So yeah, this goes out to you lot out there, BHUK.
Yeah,
get the music going.
Some of the songs I've seen on there, we've not been seeing it at a rave, but
I won't be using that playlist. I won't be using that playlist. Tell you that.
The generate training as well.
That's true. Yeah, there's a good mix on there so far. I mean, I've only done a couple myself, so that's probably going to turn into quite hip hop heavy after a while. So someone might have to counterbalance that bit of dance as well, bit of modern stuff.
We haven't got Baby Shark on there though, have we?
No, not yet. If that comes on before a game, that'll completely deflate the team. If I'm honest, I don't.
Well, yeah, it obviously does.
Yeah.
10 game losing streak.
Yeah, we'll put it down to that. So, no, I think that was good. I think great stuff. We'll keep it going. We'll keep the ideas coming in, guys, and we'll see where we go forward. That is about all we've got time for. I want to shout out a guy called Mike Geary who I met yesterday. He's a fellow Ducks fan. He lives down south of England, and we got chatting yesterday. It's really good to interact with other hockey fans around the country. So big shout out to you, mate, and hopefully chat more Ducks and that in the future in hockey going down the line. So yeah, shout out to Marty Geary. Anyone else got?
Yeah. Shout out to Peter Mann as well. And he's been in contact with the Vikings club a couple of times. He's really championing what is essentially a minority sport of ball hockey. And massive shout out to him for publicising what is a great sport of ball hockey in the UK.
Brilliant. Yeah, thank you very much, Peter. And it was, like I say, we said it before in the last podcast, but the interview me and Benny did with him, is top bloke, and hopefully we see and hear more from him regarding the Vikings and ball hockey in the country. It's very much welcomed. So yeah, Mike, Joel, Kev and Joe, thank you very, very much for joining us on this Sunday evening when we're recording it. The podcast. We hope to have you back on next time or sometime very soon. We'll have Tyrone, Benny and Dan on as well, hopefully coming weeks. But yeah, thanks a lot for joining us. Thank you very much for listening. Keep downloading, keep listening on Spotify, YouTube, where you've got the visuals, and wherever you listen or download podcasts. Take care, everyone, and see you again very soon. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.